Hello and welcome to another episode of V's Perspective. In this episode, what I thought I'll do is quickly run through a few important developments that have happened or that are ongoing within the Beltway circle in the United States, and see how the domestic United States politics is playing out, which in many ways every week is unprecedented. Now, few of the important things that have happened in the last month or so has been the passing of the big beautiful bill, which I will deal with in a separate video. But I thought I'll touch on what the domestic politics and how it's playing out. One is the tension within the Pentagon, which is between Hegseth and a certain general that he doesn't like or doesn't trust, who's due to be promoted but has been stopped because of lack of trust by Pete Hegseth himself. Then at the White House, of course, there's been a swirling conspiracy theory gamut that has been flowing around the Beltway circuit regarding what the Clinton administration had to play, what kind of role they had to play within in terms of launching the investigation in 2016 of the Russian influence within after the Republican Party, and then you had the Epstein case, and Epstein case has been like a noose that's tightening around Donald Trump and his administration. Of course, the presidency itself will not fall because of this conspiracy, but the fact that the administration of Donald Trump, which used conspiracy theories or used such narratives to actually build up its political support, is actually now getting too mired up in such cases. So as a result of that, you have new evidences, new developments in the Epstein case. There's been a Wall Street Journal story which is pointing to the fact that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were very close. Now, remember, Jeffrey Epstein was, of course, found dead in his cell, and he was accused of many charges, prominent among which the fact that he was a sex trafficker, primarily involving young girls, and Donald Trump and Epstein shared a certain kind of friendship in the past, but of course, over the years they had fallen apart. There's the Wall Street Journal exclusive actually points to a notebook which has been signed by Donald Trump. Donald Trump, of course, has said that it's not his signature, and he has filed a lawsuit against the Murdochs, which runs the Wall Street Journal. So there's been that development on between the playing out between the media and the presidency. Now, one instance which is coming out or protruding out of these conspiracy theories is, of course, how the implication or the hint by the Donald Trump administration, primarily Tulsi Gabbard, the DNI chief, pointing to the fact that the Obamas, and particularly Hillary Clinton, had a certain kind of role. President Obama had a certain kind of role in fueling the 2016 investigation against the Republicans, against Donald Trump, about the Russian influence investigation. And now, pending that, and post that, you see that Donald Trump posts two videos at least. One of Barack Obama being handcuffed in the Oval Office. Of course, it's an AI-generated video, but and being taken away, and the second one being chased down in a car with Donald Trump and a host of others police officers. I think these developments have cast a different shadow on the presidency of the United States, the gravitas that the office holds, and of course, there's been a lot of media digging around the fact that what else could come out of this. We will see where the lawsuit against the Murdochs open up, but I think broadly the assumption is that leading up to the midterms, is this going to make an impact on presidency his likelihood and the Republican Party's fortunes in the coming months. I think if you look at the numbers, the polls, the presidency's polls remain pretty solid, and there's been the only thing that has been of concern in all these developments is the fraction is the factionalism between the Republican base of the Donald Trump presidency and the Republican Party and the MAGA division of the conservative movement, as Donald Trump would like to put it. So that division is clearly visible in terms of the MAGA version of the base wanting Donald Trump to step up on the gas um, and go ahead with the Epstein investigation, clear names that are possibly there to be cleared, and bring to book those that need to be that are accountable. The uh, the other faction, which is the Republican conservative base of the party, of course, takes a certain difference from that view and is seeming to be on the side of Donald Trump. So there's been this faction. You have the likes of Tucker Carlson, of the former anchor of Fox TV. Then you have Megyn Kelly and, and people like that on one side, while you have the people from the Republican Party led by Speaker Johnson on the other side, and there is this factionalism within the Republican Party, which is growing. So that's perhaps the only concern for the presidency at this moment, which is whether that gap will be more gaping or can it be controlled at a certain point. And I think these developments, these developments actually pose the question on whether there's been the presidency of Donald Trump has ridden on a certain series of theories and narratives. Now, the question really is, has it come to a point whether those narratives have become of Frankenstein volume, and can it be controlled going forward?